Hi guys, it's Madison. Welcome back to my channel. Do you like my outfit? Because I hate it. I'm like already getting goosebumps. What the heck? I have not put on this little tunic since February 11th. I know that you have all been anticipating this video and waiting for this video, and here we are. I'm filming it for the 5th time. Today's video is going to be why I quit my job at Sephora, my Sephora experience, and I'm really nervous. I want to put a lot of disclaimers on this video before I get into it. I guess just general bullying and harassment, racism, sexism, homophobia. If any of those things are triggers to you, I would advise you to probably not watch this video. Discrimination of basically any type, if that is something that you don't want to hear about, then please don't watch this video. And another disclaimer, SZA was right.
SZA was right.
The first thing that is most important about this video is that if you know me personally and you know the situation and you know the location, the people that I'm referring to in this video, obviously I'm not going to use real names, real locations, any of that, because your girl is not trying to start some problems. But if you do happen to know any of that information, please do not leave locations or names of people in the comments under any circumstances. Those comments will be blocked, will be deleted, you will be blocked. Like I literally, I'm sorry. I have to take that seriously because my intention in this video is to not upset anyone, not to sabotage anyone. I literally just want to tell my story. So please just don't put personal information in the comments. Sorry, I have to do that for privacy reasons. We have to respect others' privacy even if they disrespected you. If you are looking for one of those fun, like 10-minute, oh my gosh, I worked at Sephora for 2 months and they didn't give me enough gratis and I didn't get to wear a tunic and I felt like that was really wrong, that is not what you're going to get in this video. This video is going to be in-depth, long, it's going to be tea, like steaming tea. It's not about gratis. It's not about hours. It's not about scheduling. Like, it's not about any of those things, those like little things that are not important. Because at the end of the day, if I worked at Sephora and I didn't get gratis, that would be fine. I would take that any day over the stuff that happened to me and my best friends. This is not like a gossipy, like, oh my gosh, like she got more gratis than me, or she was saying this about me. Like, no, this is some stuff that let's just get into it. I have a ton of notes in my phone. I worked at Sephora Inside JCPenney. Sephora as a company is absolutely incredible. My job at Sephora, I'm literally gonna cry. My job at Sephora was my favorite job I have ever had in my life. And I am still sad and hurt that I had to walk away from such an incredible job. I love Sephora. I loved working for Sephora, and the stuff that happened is just so unfair. And I'm telling my story because if anything like this happened to you guys at any other job or even Sephora, like, we need an open conversation, and we are done getting mistreated and abused by corporate companies, and that's that. Like, I'm still angry. I'm still disgusted. So I love Sephora. Freestanding Sephoras, solid. The training at Sephora Inside JCPenney, solid. Like, I loved that job. This stuff needs to be said because what happened at that job it's beyond okay in any way, shape, or form. I started working at Sephora Inside JCPenney when I was 17 years old. You have to be 18 to work at Sephora, but long story short, I did a college project in my management class about a workplace that I potentially want to work in, and I interviewed the manager at Sephora. We're gonna call this manager Tammy. That works, right? I had like a little meeting with Tammy. I'd interviewed Tammy for my project. Yeah, we just talked. She really liked my vibe, I guess, and what I had to offer, and we talked about actually potentially working there before I turned 18, which turns out I did. I started June of 2017. Let me tell you, I was so blessed and thankful and excited, and this is something I wanted since I was like in like 5th grade. I just wanted to work at Sephora. I wanted to be one of those Sephora girls, and I'm gonna cry. Oh my gosh. The day I got my uniform was like just something I had been anticipating my whole childhood. I am still really, really thankful for that opportunity because it changed my entire life. It changed me as a person. So that is how I got started there. The girls that I worked with, still my best friends to this day, even if we don't talk a lot, we don't talk on a regular basis, I think about those girls every single day. So basically, one of my best friends in the world / coworkers, she was the senior education consultant. She got an incredible job opportunity and she was gonna leave and her position was gonna be open. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that maybe this is my time to get into the education side of Sephora. So I wanted to apply for the promotion. That SEC that left, I'm really proud of her. She is doing big things out here. I really love her. So I guess between that first 11 months of me working there, I was learning. I got certified to do makeovers like really quickly. I felt like I was really growing and I felt really happy about that. I loved it. The clients loved me. I loved the clients. Basically, there started to be like a little bit of cattiness going on, but not between me and all of my coworkers. I mean, it was a small group. It was probably 6 or 7 of us at the time. It was Tammy versus basically everybody and Tammy trying to turn everybody against everybody. And it sounds so petty, but it was pretty psychological. Tammy would say awful things about my age and how I was too young to do anything, how I didn't know anything, where I had already been a certified makeup artist and I had been doing freelance makeup since I was 15 years old. Tammy does not come from a makeup artistry background. Tammy didn't do makeup until the day she was hired at Sephora. Keep that in mind. I mean, all the girls I worked with knew so much about makeup, and Tammy, our store manager, knew nothing. There was a lot of just bullying in the store, just from Tammy to all of the girls, and a lot of the girls wound up transferring stores. It was that bad, but nobody ever questioned like what was going on. Now, I'm not gonna like speak for the other girls at this point. I'm gonna make this more about me and my situation, so I don't mean that to be selfish, but I'm not them and it's not my place to say how they felt or whatever, so we're gonna move on from now. The first thing I noticed that was like a major red flag was discrimination, and that is something that Sephora claims to not tolerate, and that me personally, like, not about it, sis. Like, no. Anytime somebody that was not a white female would come into the store, this manager would not be happy. Whether it was like a woman of color or a man in makeup, like absolutely anybody, Tammy was on them, targeting them, calling like the hotline, like security, calling an LOD from JCPenney to come watch these people, to the point where this one poor girl who was literally a regular client, Tammy like went up to her and was harassing her so bad, had one of my coworkers go up to her, like was telling my coworker to harass her, which my coworker obviously did not do. And this poor girl was literally shopping, holding her products above her head for the next 30 minutes so that Tammy would know that she wasn't stealing. This is racial profiling. Like, that's just what it is. There's no way around it, and that should not be tolerated at any point in time ever. So if you see that at the workplace, talk to somebody and get it fixed, because girl, that is not okay. There was a lot of discrimination against disabled individuals. There was a really awful joke that Tammy would make. She would do a very derogatory hand motion in front of clients, to clients, about employees, say very derogatory things that I'm not going to repeat because it's literally disgusting to even like think about. And obviously that's not okay either. Just saying really mean things about us to clients, and also feeding clients really, really wrong information about products, those types of things. And that's when it was like minimal. Like if you think that is the worst it gets, unfortunately it only gets worse. Tammy refused to hire anyone that was male. Tammy said that men in makeup were too problematic, caused way too much drama, and she didn't have time for that, and she would literally just not. Let's talk about my first annual review. This is before I was promoted, which I'm going to get into a little bit later. So basically what happened was, we got our annual review, we had the option to sign it or option to not sign it, and we also got the option to write notes of things that we agreed with, disagreed with, just personal things. In my review, I actually have it here. Why don't I pull that out? Alright, so I just found my review that I got. I kept it just because, like, girl, I was like really pressed. So here's the review. Just rated me absolutely horribly. I got a lot of surveys from customers saying how much I helped them, how much I improved their confidence. Like, I'm literally not trying to brag. I really put everything into this job. I literally dropped out of college to be successful at this job. And it apparently did not show. I seldom identify problems and work to solve them. Got a D. This makes me sick. Tammy wrote that I was being gossipy, which is so unprofessional. Here's the thing. Tammy would say horrible things about me to other people, and then it would just like spread. Tammy rated me 3 out of 5. Said that I do not consistently perform up to standards, fail to deliver consistently and reliably. I rarely meet expectations for Beauty Insider. False. That is my review. It was really unfair, and this happened to every girl that I worked with. Just horribly mean and unfair reviews of things that weren't true. And so I got really upset, and the worst part is I was forced and basically tricked into acknowledging the review. I was told I had no other choice, and I was refused the opportunity to write notes on my review. I had a whole thing of notes written up, and I was refused to submit those notes, which is... So a group of us decided to go talk to the general manager. So we just took a walk into his office one morning. We talked to him. Basically, JCPenney has like a no retaliation policy, which most workplaces do. So if you tell, a higher up something, there is going to be no retaliation on that, meaning that they have a conversation with the person who's causing the problem. That person can't act back and refuse me a promotion or refuse me this, refuse me that because I spoke up about something. So the GM told me that they take this very, very seriously, and if there was retaliation against us on the things that we had told him, it would be immediate termination according to JCPenney policy. I'm pretty familiar with JCPenney policy. I studied it a lot while I was there because I was trying to find any way out of this. Our GM had a conversation with Tammy, and what do you know?
Miss Tammy
had a huge retaliation. This is all in the process of me trying to get promoted to the education manager position. When I had a conversation with Tammy, it was literally on the floor, which is weird. Tammy had this thing where she loved to cry and march off the floor and disappear for a couple hours and just leave the store to whoever was there. This is one of those times. Tammy approaches me and says, I'm really not happy about what you told the GM. And I'm like, yeah, well, we've been facing a lot of issues, and I was really hoping that this is something we could resolve. And Tammy told me that I was not allowed to speak to anybody else in the store except for her. And I was like, yeah, well, that's not true because according to section 2, paragraph A, I'm kidding, I don't know the actual section. And she basically told me, because you did this, I cannot trust you and I cannot promote you. Folks, let's take a look here at the definition of retaliation. And I'm also going to say what she just said again. I cannot promote you because I do not trust you after what you said to the GM. Retaliation, sweetie. Obviously hurtful because I worked so hard for this promotion and I was like, the heck? What is this? And she also said that I lied about everything. I then started crying and then proceeded to go cry in the GM's office. So that was really professional. I actually went to the GM and I told the company that there was direct retaliation and a refusal of a promotion because of things that I had talked to in confidentiality and privacy. And so I wrote a letter to HR about the situation. And my GM happened to show Tammy letter to HR, which caused even more retaliation. And I kept asking for help. I'm saying this person is retaliating against me, refusing me hours, promotions, saying that I'm too young to do anything. I'm like, then why'd you hire me? When really, I was just trying to do my job. I just wanted to become a better makeup artist. And even after bringing up the retaliation to the company, they're like, oh, it's okay. Brushing it off their shoulders like all these corporate companies do. Girl, if you want to stay open and not close down like all the other big department stores, you better get your act together because this is not helping you. So eventually, after a long 6 to 8 week search for a new SEC, Tammy couldn't find anybody that was qualified enough, and so she promoted me out of pity. Basically told me, I can't find anybody, so why don't we give you a shot? I'm really sorry about what happened. So I was like, sure, I'm gonna get promoted. So your girl got promoted, and a lot of other SECs in the area were making between $16, $17, $18, according to them. I talked to one who was making upwards of 20, like close to $20, and I got promoted from to like which is not even close to what the other SECs were making. I was basically doing the SEC job, operations job, and part of the beauty manager's job all at the same time, making less than just somebody who was doing an SEC job. Another thing was the JCPenney credit card in general should not be a thing in Sephora. I'm tired of these people telling us to harass our loyal, dedicated clients into getting this card and bribing them with a box of samples. It's against policy. I suggested so many times we probably shouldn't do this because it's against policy, but whatever. She didn't care what was against policy. Tammy would love to have us lie to the customers about the JCPenney card. Giving away the ranch, my dudes. Like, we were giving away a whole ranch. She would have us tell our younger customers it was a Sephora credit card. Girl, it's not a Sephora credit card. It's a JCPenney credit card that you can use in Sephora. So only Sephora Inside JCPenney. And she would just harass people. Literally just so much harassment to my beloved clients that I loved. We had a wonderful client bring her mother in. She was going to shop with her mom, find her a bunch of makeup. It was just a really great time. They had 2 baskets of makeup, and Tammy was literally just harassing them about the JCPenney card until they dropped all their stuff and they're like, you know what, we're done. I'm so sorry, we're not shopping here. They left 2 whole baskets of makeup and walked out the store. That was like a $400 sale or more. No problems yet though, right? There's nothing wrong with this situation. Trigger warning, sexual harassment content here, verbal sexual harassment content here. There was a lot of inappropriate sexual talk at work, and it was really weird and uncomfortable. Tammy would make very, very spicy comments to some of my coworkers, even some clients. She would also fix our bra straps, so she would like reach under our tunics and like fix our bra straps. And when we told the GM about that, he was raging. Like, he was not happy. Obviously, that's not okay. Like, without permission, she'd just be like, oh. But still, that's not bad enough to get somebody fired or even put them on like a suspension. If I tried to address any of these situations with Tammy, she would cry and manipulate the situation to make me or the other girls feel really guilty, and basically would not allow us to bring up these problems with anybody else but her. So if I can't talk to you about it because you are crying about it, even though you're a grown woman, who am I going to go to? Because if I went to my GM, we would get retaliated against and just upset, and like we get this sob story about nobody trusts me, blah blah blah. Forced everybody into this awful silence. We couldn't bring any of these situations up because nobody was listening to us. I had been the SEC for a while. I loved my job. I loved every girl that I've worked with there. All of you are incredible and all of you are doing amazing things now, so I am just so proud of you. Whether you're a mom or you're still at Sephora or you're a nurse or you're working at Tata Harper, like, y'all are doing so well. I literally love you guys, adore all of you, and I just love you. I mean, like, one of my girls is going to beauty school. She's incredible at hair and makeup. Like, I love you guys. So at this point, I was getting to my breaking point with all of this. I was being so brainwashed, forced into this silence, being literally harassed at work, the crying, the lack of knowledge with clients. And Tammy just did not know anything about makeup. She did not know nothing. She did not know anything. Nothing. Zero. None of it. Anything. So she would tell people, like, y'all know the Umbra tint or whatever from Drunk Elephant looks like this. She told people that was like a medium coverage tinted moisturizer. Sis, no, it's a sunscreen with a tint, so it doesn't have a white cast. Like, she also loved to tell people that the Clarisonic is so good because it spins. And y'all know spin brushes are so bad for your skin. And that's why Clarisonic is so expensive. It doesn't spin. It doesn't damage the surface of your skin. It just moves back and forth and vibrates. I have so many notes here. So clients are being fed like super, super wrong and misleading information just to make sales. And then when clients left unsatisfied with Tammy's service or left a bad survey about Tammy's service or returned items that had Tammy's name on the receipt, the rest of the team would get blamed. It would be like, oh, Madison, you need to do this better. Oh, so-and-so, you need to do this better. Even though, girl, we know you did it. It's okay. We're all super educated. We're all in this industry outside of Sephora. We all do freelance. We all do something with makeup. I'm surprised I'm not crying. I'm more just raging, and I think it's funny. Sis did not know how to color match. I'm going to tell you one of my favorite stories. This girl came in, she had a deeper skin tone. I remember her being the upper 300s of Fenty, so 380, 390. Beautiful complexion. And Tammy was going to do her color match, and I was like, I'm going to watch from the side. I'm going to swoop in, as the education manager, I'm going to swoop in if I need. I'm going to swoop right in if I need to help this girl. So this girl has very beautiful golden undertones to her skin. I can't remember the exact foundation match, I'm sorry, but anyways, Tammy is putting a cool tone foundation. Cool tone on this golden undertone, which is just showing up ashy, just gray and ashy and not cute. And this girl's like, I don't like this. And her dad's like, I don't like this. She's like, oh, don't worry, when we blend it, it'll blend out. It'll become more orangey goldy. First of all, don't use the term orangey, don't. It'll become more orangey. And this man, her father, literally goes, oh, I didn't know gray could be warm toned. I thought gray was a cool tone. And literally I started laughing. I was like, say it louder for the people in the back. Say it again, Dad, please say it again. Here's the mic. And she's like, oh, when you mix it with the skin, it'll blend. This girl was like, you know what? I'm gonna get some foundation another time. And she left. She refused to learn how to do makeup on deeper skin tones, and it made a bad rep for our store. Women of color would not feel comfortable coming in, and they would ask, hey, is Tammy here today? If we would say no, they would literally thank God I can actually shop today. That's not okay. Y'all are wondering why JCPenney are going out of business. Maybe it's because you need to hire some people who actually care about customer service and clients. Sorry, my leg is so itchy. She got mad at all of us when we would apply makeup in a proper way. So, I start at the center of the face with a brush and I work my way out to diffuse the product. She get mad, and I learned this in literal beauty school, when I got my makeup certification. And she would get very upset and tell us how to do it her way, which was basically just pounding the person's face with a dense brush. This job was making me sick every day that I had to go in. It was working horrible hours. I didn't get any time off. I rarely got a day off that I needed off. I could really expose some people actually, but I'm not going to. Wow, okay, just thought of something. This was final straw for me when homegirl Tammy showed up to work with a fungal infection all over her fingers. That's not sanitary. She went to urgent care and they told her, you can't work. If you work, you have to wear bandages and gloves, especially if you're doing makeup on people. Ew. Miss Tammy would dip her fungally infected fingers right in the moisturizers. You're supposed to use a spatula. Dips her fingers right in the moisturizers, right down in there, and rubs on people's faces with fungal, pussy, inflamed, peeling fingers, rubbing people's faces. What? I told the GM, I told the field manager, nothing was done. I was crazy. Also, another thing, she literally let people use mascara out of the tube. I've seen it so many times. She'd open a fresh mascara and be like, oh, it's new, you can use it. No. She would give our gratis to clients. I know this is about gratis, but we work very hard to earn our gratis. We work so many hours a week. We do so much work. The gratis is for us, and it's actually super against Sephora policy to give gratis to customers. She would give gratis right to the clients. Full-size products, when it was supposed to go to us, it was assigned to us, and I told my education manager that, my education manager, nothing was done. And I love that. We love breaking policy over and over again and nobody gets punished. And then I think the final one that I gotta end this off on, because my brain, they're just coming out now. They're just coming out. Y'all know that half the testers could contain literal fecal matter. There is some nasty stuff in some of those testers. And it's super against policy to give testers to clients to take home. We ran out of some products, some stock sometimes, and say we couldn't order it for them. Homegirl Tammy would give them a crusty, dusty tester to take home with them. Be like, here, we don't have it. Why don't you just have the test? Just take the tester. It's okay. Yeah, between you and I. You could have given someone herpes. You could have given someone diseases, mono. You could have given someone influenza. You could have given someone death. No, that's against policy. Like, you don't do, like, that's gross. Like, you could have gotten, if you got somebody sick, somebody could have gotten you sued, okay? So after that whole thing, that whole fiasco, I was, like, disgusted at my breaking point, and I left, and to this day, I still hear things that she says about me to clients, to new coworkers. There's so much more I could go into, but that's the horror story of working at a Sephora Inside JCPenney. It was hard. It was emotionally the worst thing ever. That's my experience. It was really hard. I could never put it into words. Like, it's something you kind of had to go through with me or with the other girls to, like, see how horrible it was. But it was a very abusive, manipulative situation that has had a long-term effect on most of us. I can't even go in that store to shop. I went in that store a couple weeks ago with a friend, and homegirl Tammy ran out of the store because she just can't face the fact that there was a lot of wrongdoings. It's hard because I had to give up a job that I deeply and truly was so passionate about. If you know me in real life, you know how committed I was to that job. Like, I dropped out of college to work there, and that's really hard. So all of you guys that were with me on that journey, shout out to you. Thanks for dealing with me. Thanks for dealing with that, because nobody should have to deal with that. If you guys have any questions about the scenario, the situation, leave them down below. I want to do some more Sephora related videos because there's a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I know it was a lot. I know it was long. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for waiting for this video for months and months, because I've been filming it, deleting it, filming it, deleting it, and that's it. I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna put this out there. I don't know if I'm gonna put this out there. I wish the best for everybody I talked about in this video. For Tammy, I wish you the best. I really do. An apology is literally all it takes. I would do anything to turn this chapter in my life, close this chapter, and move forward, because it has emotionally damaged me a lot. Being manipulated like that for 2 years, feeling like a zombie for 2 years, being treated like I am garbage, seeing my clients be treated like they are less than the little crusties at the bottom of the Sephora garbage can. Like, no, not tolerable. And I couldn't do it anymore. Obviously, I wish JCPenney and Sephora the best. I haven't shopped at Sephora since I quit, not even for the VIB sale. I would love to shop at Sephora, but something in me is just like, how can I support this? You know what I mean? I love Sephora. I really do. This is literally not to bash Sephora, because I'm sure all locations are not like this. But mine happened to be, and it just ruined this vision of what I saw as a 12-year-old, as a 13-year-old wanting to work in Sephora. It destroyed that for me, and that's been really hard because this was my dream for so long, and it was basically just ripped right from me. So moving on to bigger things now. Thank you all. I love you so much. I really mean well by this video, but if any of you are going through something like this, do not tolerate it. Don't put up with it. If this company, whatever company it is not going to stand up for you and watch your back and have your back, say bye. Say thank you next. Say, I'm out of here. Got better things to do. Got bigger things to do. I love you. Thank you for sticking with me. I don't know what else to say. Thank you. Love you. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and remember, watch those comments, because I'm watching those comments and YouTube's watching those comments, so you better watch those comments. Give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and let me know what type of Sephora related videos or questions you have down below. I will answer those for you, and I love you guys so much with all of my heart, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.
1, 2, 3, funky. My darling, I love you, I love you, I love you.